Yeah, happy Thursday, everybody. Happy Thursday, and welcome to the Dollar Hour. I am Deontay Burton, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. Got an awesome show planned tonight. What I wanted to discuss with the show is probably something that a lot of people don't realize until you get to a certain point in life, and probably before you know it, the situation will crap on you, and you put yourself in a funky situation. Oh boy, TikTok cutting up again. But you put yourself in a kind of funky situation. And what I want to talk about, what's up, Sexy Redbone? What I want to, discuss is when you have to work forever. And I think a lot of people wonder that. They think about when you're younger, you really take it for granted. But as you start getting up there in age and stuff like that, and I'm talking about, especially north of 40, like, hey, how long is this going to go?
Right.
What's going on, Mark Walden? What's going on? See Big Self coming in, Mark Walden, my boys from elementary school.
Oh, elementary school crew coming in.
Role part player right there. What's happening, Mark? Appreciate you tuning in, brother. But yeah, this is a common, occurrence. I think a lot of people, especially from getting north of 40, you start realizing, hey, I'm getting older. And hell, I don't know what direction this stuff going in.
Right.
And so I want to have a discussion with everybody tonight where we're talking about, will I have to work forever? Have an honest conversation to discuss your preparedness for retirement. Again, before we get started, I want to say again, I am Deontay Burton, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. The Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel, we talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and investing. Before we get started, I want to say what's up to my awesome producers. DJ Lab.
What's going on, brother? Another Thursday.
Fantastic.
It was good weather today.
Yeah, man.
It was good weather today.
Yeah. Gonna be sundress weather soon. Yeah.
They gonna be wearing them gray sundresses.
Yeah. Them big shiny legs. Toes coming out. Yes, sir.
About that time. Okay.
Yeah. And I was say what's up to my other producer, Slick 316. What's up, Reek?
What's going on, Rick? Yeah, sundress time.
It's matter of time. No one on sundress you make your feet messed up. Yeah, see that a sundress you caught at the thigh.
Right.
And you move down, you see them old man.
Eagle talents.
I got damn man foot. What the hell you doing?
Right.
Yeah, so we ain't shit, man. But yeah, man.
Ain't nothing like a sundress and some nice dainty feet.
There you go.
I told Sis she need to start her OnlyFans page with her little dainty feet. She got tattoos all over. They little cute little feet.
That was it. Hey, man. Let's get back on the show.
Make us some money.
You crazy hell. Man. Welcome everybody. Welcome
I know
everybody.
Drew said that's a hell of a cigar.
Hey, that's a good one too, man. But like, I don't know what I was just telling Lab, but a lot of my humidor been drying out. Six Redbone said a fitted shirt for men. Lord, we ain't talking about that today. We can get back on this show topic. But I appreciate you tuning in.
That's right.
Well, I have to work forever. Again, we're talking about having an honest conversation about your preparedness for retirement. Right now, we stream live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. But the main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel. Where we cover the topics I mentioned before with the personal finance, entrepreneurship, and investment. My boy Mark Walden said I'm still here. My brother. We also right now streaming live on my other YouTube channel, Change Lives, because it kind of got like a similar subject, where it's a motivation channel. So I wanted to kind of have all the platforms, on deck today. Well, we got that honest discussion. But if you want to contribute to the conversation, feel free to call in. The call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, the call-in number is 678-740-9894. What's up, Trading Code? Appreciate you tuning in. I'm gonna tell you something, man. When we start talking about, having, will I have to work forever? When you're younger and you think about your mindset, when you're younger, just say you're at 25. And I want to start kind of 25.
Right.
The thing I say about 25, you kind of you made like probably your horrible youthful mistakes and stuff like that. You kind of like on the beginning of your repair stage.
Okay.
What I mean by that is you probably maybe finished college now, or you done maybe been on a job been in the workforce for at least 3-4 years or whatever, maybe solid. You might have just, if you started working at the post office, the police department, this, that, and that, whatever, you kind of like on maybe start in that direction at 25, right?
Okay.
Because, 18, you graduate 7 years out, kind of make your little mistakes here and there. You kind of go there. So typically at that age, what you're thinking about is usually what? Money, your house, car. and everything. Just
Right.
kind of like, hey, pretty much is how everything is focused
Yeah.
right now.
I don't think 25-year-olds focus on retirement age. When I was 25, I can tell you I wasn't focused on that. No, I'm lying. I had started a process of where I said to myself and my ex-wife that we were going to be retired at 50.
Well, see, I think you tell me if I'm not, you damn exception to the rule. Because most of the time it's like, a thing, just what's going on now. Like,
right.
hey, what
Today is today.
Exactly.
Right.
And what I want to have with this discussion today, guys, is just talk about, different phases that people, typically, have may get into, depending, especially north of 40. And I think that I want to have that discussion, just recognizing where you are, but also kind of give you some kind of blueprint or format on how to moving forward. What would be the best route for you to take?
Yeah, I think people really need to call in on this one. Don't fool yourself. I know it's a lot of folks out there. I'm one of them now in that boat to where I'm thinking to myself like, dang, I'm 53. It's kind of too late to be start saving for retirement. You know what I'm saying? At some point, we all have to realize, look ourselves in the mirror and realize that them summers is less and less every year, and the more you try to wait or the more you say you don't have to worry about it, you're gonna have to worry about it.
Well, here's the deal. We know the vast majority of people don't work jobs are gonna get a pension.
Right. I don't think there's any jobs that give pensions now.
Well, I'm thinking most of your public service jobs still do.
No.
They don't.
No, they 401ks.
Even police, teachers, they got to laugh.
Nah.
So I'm gonna tell you why. I'm just saying why I say with the teachers, they probably have a thrift state, but they don't take Social Security. They teachers, railroad, and all them.
Nah, I know railroad, but they got like
a thrift savings, something like that with the military.
Yeah.
But they still get like you like on like with the military. You get your pen. You're gonna get your retirement.
Yeah.
Even with education, I know they still they don't pay. And I know they're working. They don't pay Social Security, so they got like a pension thing that goes from there.
I can't speak for teachers. So let me back that up. I can't speak for teachers. But when I worked for the railroad, we did have a railroad, and when I filed my taxes and I worked for the railroad, they asked me about
railroad retirement plan.
Railroad retirement.
Well, I work for the railroad
Right,
too.
okay.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I know that. But most of your public service, they got some kind of thing in place with that. You know what I'm saying? Federal, state.
I know federal though.
Huh?
I know federal though.
But you got a thrift saving where where they allocate with that. But I say all that to say, for the most part, people live in a kind of like a situation of now. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of time, what I mean, like looking at that confident now, you may not necessarily think too far ahead of things because nothing has really bit you.
Right.
And I'm just sharing personally with myself. When and like I said, guys, feel free to call in and add to the conversation. 678-740-9894. Again, it's 678-740-9894. When I hit 45, I don't know. I started thinking like, shit, I'm about maybe 20 years out of retirement. And typically, when I go back to the 45, that's 20 years from the 25. From the 25, what I was saying. Whereas, you getting into everything, doing it. And so I was looking at, my retirement, like, okay, what I got, in the kitty. Like, okay, cool with that. I was in like a different space because I had made a transition being self-employed and all this other kind of stuff. And so, I had to go through the whole building myself, the business.
Roller coaster,
going through that. But I started looking at, shit, what have I done in the previous 20 years? And realistically, what do I think I can do from there? And I started to do some damn assessing. And I was okay. And I'm okay because I got, my whole plan. And we're going to kind of go over some stuff because we talked about this subject before.
Right.
But that was the first thing that kind of hit me like, damn, I'm looking at my balance and like, I'm 45 in 20 years. Where will I be?
Right.
What do I need?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a reflection that's hard to look at.
Yeah, because
that reflection is a hard reflection to look at.
Well, what happened is you looking at 5 from 50, and then at the end of the day, like, cause one thing you notice, especially getting over 40, you don't move like you used to. What's going on, Savage Publicity? What's going on? We got Pamela Williams, 9160 coming in. Mike Strick, Mina 2016, Mrs. Kutch. Appreciate everybody tuning in. I think you're looking at you 45 years old, 5 years from 50, and you have to be realistic about like in 20 years. This is what I've done. Another 20, can I do it? You know that car ain't moving like it used to. So
don't I know it?
That hustle bustle. Cause anybody know me, I was on one in my
Right.
30s. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm juggling them tax businesses. I'm ripping and running like. I really wasn't even managing I ain't have property managers for the properties.
Right.
I'm out there
Doing it too.
land and pee and stuff, changing toilets, moving tubs, demoing and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? We got a landscaping contract, the janitorial contract. I'm cleaning the buildings. You know, I'm moving. I got people working.
Right.
But I'm in it.
Right.
I'm trying to get as much damn money as possible. You know, when the hell I do that stuff like that now? But I'm just saying I could do it.
Right.
I mean, everybody know me. Shit, I gotta get a damn near nap every day. You know what I'm saying?
You and me both.
Yeah.
I think about when I was 30, man. I was doing. I would work, start trying to get that business, do that real estate stuff, do the broker stuff, come home, change the house around, clean up, go hit the door, right back out the door again.
Yeah. So but that was 45 hit me. Like I
Right.
said, man, I'm like, shit. Well, you ain't moving like you used to. And at the end of the day, I'm saying to myself, like, is the time anybody came in there?
No. Mama ain't.
Mama ain't came in. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, this is the dollar I was talking about. How, will I have to work forever? And it's honest conversation about your preparedness for retirement. And I started thinking, dog, like, hey, man, what do I need to do?
Mm-hmm.
What do I need to do? You know what I'm saying? Where could I be? Or what can realistically where I'm at?
Right.
We got Sanford Bliss said, great topic. Politics reaches so many aspects of our lives. In your opinion, how much of your economy and politics plays in your plans to retire? Food for thought. I think the economy and politics play a lot into your retirement for the simple fact that as we're dealing with the economy in regards to how money coming in, how you making money, the inflation, the cost of living and everything like that. Plays a huge part. And actually, we know just with the presidential election coming up and everything, I don't think people really spend a lot of times being honest with themselves about, being educated on who they politicians from the local, state, and federal level, and their impact on their lives.
That's true.
I mean, so because at the end of the day, you're still talking about people that are going to make decisions that can impact your life. Being politicians.
I don't think nobody thinks about that.
No. Well, it depends on. I always say sometimes how your movement is more so in regards to it. Like, do you have your business owner? Are you in that world of politics? Or do you deal with some things directly that can be affected by somebody's decisions? But I think the economy and politics have a lot to do with that because, again, you don't know. I mean, Congress can just say we're getting rid of Social Security.
Right? And you look at the economy and the interest rate. People can't get houses, can't afford to buy houses no more. Wasn't that one of the main things you get for your retirement? You buy your house, you got your little piece of property. Now when you retire, you making borrow against that for your retirement, whatever. Wasn't that one of them things that they used to push on for all the
American dream.
Yeah,
American dream. We'll be able to do that.
But you can't. That dream is a nightmare now.
And I don't think they interviewed Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve chairman. He said he didn't anticipate. He said he's seen some kind of stabilization with the rates, but he didn't necessarily see a huge drop in prices. It's just going to have to be an uptick in people's wages and stuff to kind of adjust to.
Yeah, there's no drop in prices. I don't see any, not much. I mean, I always judge it by the price of chicken. It's still $25 by a pack of chicken, like.
Damn, Lamb.
I mean, I'm just going with it.
Oh, and I got you. Everybody got a barometer.
Hey, mama.
What's up, mama? What's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. Savvy Publicity PR, I apologize, says, should voters make this a priority when considering the ballot options? So many topics to consider when choosing a candidate. With that said, guys, I know I appreciate everybody's tuning in. The State of the Union is tonight and everything. So definitely stay on the channel. Do not leave, but make sure you check it out after you get off. We
That's plenty of after
virtual
shows.
world, exactly. After show, you see it later. It said again, Savvy Publicity PR just asked, should voters make this a priority when considering their ballot option? I wouldn't necessarily say make it a option or make it a priority. You dictate your priorities. Because everybody got different things that they focused on. Some people are set, some people aren't.
Right.
Some people trying to build, some people trying to survive. I think that the best thing you can do with anything is just become educated on their stances, and then be realistic about the impact of their stance on your life.
Right.
So I don't get into the mode vote for this and do that, but at the end of the day, try to be as knowledgeable as possible where with your politicians in regards to what they believe in and what they're going to do or what they're promising. And
I don't really believe that we can put all our eggs in one basket when it comes to politician stuff, when the political stuff. Anyway, vote. Yeah, we should vote most definitely. But either one of them can change their mind about something and figure out some way to, you know what I'm saying?
And they do it.
And they do it all the time. So that's not no barometer on, voting, because minds change all the time. Like you said, priorities change. Everybody's priority is different,
Absolutely. Will I have to work forever? We have an honest conversation about your preparedness for retirement. Again, it's the Dollar Hour. I am Deontay Burton, Mr. Short Dollar himself. Feel free to call in and add to the conversation. 678-740-9894. Again, that's 678-740-9894. Now, what I wanted to do was talk about the different phases that I think a person should look at when you're addressing this particular subject matter, right? Savvy publicity. I don't know why I keep bugging this up. Savvy publicity, PR. Maybe all these damn syllables. Stated valid points. Appreciate that. I think one of the first phases, we got to kind of get over, just like I said before, that comfort of now. I think what happens is, depending on where you at, when we start talking, when we're looking at the whole part of my ready for retirement, a lot of times we'll get people caught up in what I look at as being a comfort now. So you ain't really thinking about, 60, 70 years old, we got a big screen TV sitting there
right.
watching your Tubi.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you seeing all these, shows.
All these
go
channels.
outside. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Everything good.
Right,
you know what
right.
I mean? You going out and stuff like that. So your life is really cool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You get in your car, you got the heated seats. You know what I'm saying? You got your bed and all that kind of stuff. I was about to say water bed. They still make water beds.
I don't think.
That was one of the coolest things. My
Slick
dad
still own one.
Yeah, my dad, they old, I can say, he had a partner here that was a drug dealer. And I used to go over there to his house, man. He was like a real pimp. And
he had the water bed.
He had a water bed, big Jerry curl water bed. The chicks be over there. That would be the coolest thing in the world. I get in there. Like, Ray, that's your son? Yeah, man, go on get in there. Like, yeah, go on get in there, little nigga. I jump in there on the little water bed and be over there.
Right.
Yeah, dude, like, women all over the place and everything. I get on there and just water bed. That was the coolest thing, man. Just sitting there.
The things we remember,
hey,
right?
Man, go on, get on there, look. I jump in there, I just be sitting in there. That was cool, man. But those comforts are now, those current life luxuries that people have, it's kind of hard to sit there and picture. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's there. It's kind of like, let me just be real for people. We know we got to go get that annual physical.
Right.
We know the last time we went, pressure was high.
Right.
Blood sugar high.
Right.
We got to go get the colonoscopy. We got to go get the prostate check. We got to go get the mammograms and all this stuff. Like, but you don't have to, right? But you should. You know what I'm saying? And I think because there's no nothing stopping you. Kind of like with my business, when I talk about the tax business.
Right.
There's no barrier to entry in business, so you don't necessarily need an accountant.
Okay. Right.
So you still start your business up, and because it doesn't hold anything up, you keep rolling. But eventually you're gonna need your books together. You're gonna need it.
That's gonna be a part of what you
Exactly. And so we do know two things about life. You're gonna be born, and then you're gonna die. Right. And so at the end of the day, by the time you get to death, you hopefully that you live a long life. You're gonna get older, and you don't want to be moving. And if you've seen certain people, you go to certain place, and I ain't knocking nobody. This ain't no show picking at people, because I know some people out here just doing other stuff because they want to, whatever.
Bored.
70, 80 years old. They just exactly
lonely
and everything. They might be out here Ubering or doing some stuff or working at Walmart. They might just be doing it because they want to kill time, right? But some might be doing it for survival, right? They might be doing it for they got to take care of themselves. They got to take care of their kids. They 70, they got to take care of their 40-year-olds. They got to take care of their great grandkids too.
Right.
So I mean, it's real.
Right.
And a lot of times, depending on how your outlook was on your future. Now, sometimes you should be surviving your whole life. But depending a lot, once you become aware of certain things, you know, you can kind of change movements. And a lot of things you didn't do when you were younger impacts how you'll be later on down the road. That'd be your retirement, your health, things like that.
When I was younger, I did, like I said, I did have plans to try to retire at 50, but those got dwarfed. The thing that got me is I've always had good jobs, and I've always had 401ks, and I've always contributed to the 401ks. But the problem that used to get me is when the job go out of business, I never got fired. I always got, you know how they let you go, you know, whatever, laid off. And then they give you your 401k money back, and then you got to start over again. Because a lot of times those funds don't transfer over to other ones. I've tried several times, and it was like, nah, we don't transfer over. You got to get it back. You know what I'm saying? So then you got to start all over again.
Well, they typically have a little bit now. They it might be easy to transfer, but to your point, what I think is very important, not even to transfer the funds to another fund. It's shit you might be out of work 3 or 4 months,
right?
And I need to use that money,
right? You know, I'm getting back $6,000, $7,000, $8,000.
Yeah,
and you know, you be out of work for 8 months. You know what I'm saying?
You need it,
and you try to maintain, but it would be a lot easier for people to save if I think if those, I think like you say, probably do it now. But if those funds would accept funds from other funds, I mean, they're gonna charge you a premium for it anyway to transfer it over. They're not gonna charge you $4. They're gonna charge you $400 to transfer it over, but it will help a lot. I think that would help a lot because once you take it out that 401k,
you ain't putting it back.
Then you put it in your account. You ain't putting it back, especially if you out of work, like you said. You're gonna think of something. You always got something you're gonna need, but you get what I'm saying, like.
Well, that's what's happened though. What I'm saying, the whole option of transferring to another retirement fund really doesn't happen because hey, you got survival. Because everybody doesn't get a severance, right? Some people just they just out there, right? And then you sitting there like, depending on how it is, we hear all the times, you know, Amazon laid off this, IBM laid off that, this company's doing a restructuring or whatever. They dropped off a whole department, right? Again, you say, look, well, man, these people make $200,000-$300,000, but hell, income got nothing to do with you living check to check.
Right.
But what we all talk about at the time, there's a big confusion between income and wealth.
Right.
I mean, trust me.
Tons of people making $200,000-$300,000
and check the damn check. Check the damn check.
Right.
Because you know why? They got $200,000 expenses.
Right.
If you making $50,000, you got $50,000 expenses.
Right.
And it just changed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So and that's just being real. That's being real. You're like, well, if I made this or made that, typically when you make more, you spend more. And that's real. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And a lot of times we can be in a fairy tale world where I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that, I'll just spend my. You don't know what the hell you'll do until you get it.
Right. Right now you're not gonna do it. But tomorrow, what you gonna do?
I'm a firm believer in this lab. You really don't know how to deal with money until you done kind of got it and messed it up. And I'm just saying this from personal experience. Like, you know, I got this, kind of boogered it up at one time, so when I get it again. The whole thing about it, you don't necessarily know if you're gonna be blessed in life to get it again.
That's right.
See, that's the thing about it. But the key thing I always say, like Too Short mentioned, he said years ago, $1 million in there to spend, get some new girls and get it again. Yeah. Shout out Too Short.
That's
and
right.
the whole thing about it, once you know how to do it, you can do it. And that knowledge is always very important to be able to acquire. But who's that on that Black
Johnny Cage said, what's up, man?
What's up, man? Man, that's a cool
Black
name.
Johnny Cage.
Black Johnny Cage.
Well, let me ask you a question, though. Do you think that people should rely 100% on 401ks and retirement, or do you think they should do something besides that to put away? Because right now they're saying you need $2 million to retire.
Well, let me say this, Lab. And I'm finna be very, very...
2.6. I'm sorry.
Let me say this, and let me be very, very honest with you. What you know is what you know.
Right.
So me sit here, you hear people say all the time, get multiple streams of income, do this and do that. Like, it's hard to get a multiple string of income when you only have one stream of income thinking person, right?
Or that one string income can't supplement the multiples because you got to spend money to make money.
Absolutely, but even when they say, like to say, you know, you want to invest in these certain things, like, you know your wheelhouse, you know you, right? And I always say kind of be realistic of how you are. You know, everybody ain't disciplined. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna be able to do certain things. That's usually the cool part of just having a 401k, 457, whatever retirement plan you got. They try to take pre-tax dollars or whatever,
Right.
and just put it over there.
Right.
So you ain't gotta think about it. You know, it's one thing you got. You know, what's the thing we have called in the Army called allotment, but just direct debit from your basic checking account going to
Per diem?
well, no. I'm just saying, like you got a holiday account.
Okay,
Like I always talk about, if you got a holiday or travel account, just try to have no ATM access, no bank access, but it draft your main account and it's pulling. You know, just
Right.
everybody's not disciplined enough to take this and move this.
Right.
Take this and move that. Right. Until you really have to do something. You want to get this car. You want to go on a trip. You want to buy this house. Now you kind of staying on top of it because you actually got a goal you're trying to do with doing it and everything. Public service. I believe my oh man, I think that's mine. Hope my mom called. Mom, I think by alarm going off at my house. If my mom on that, mom, they're gonna call you. Just tell them everything cool.
Oh.
I think that's what that is.
You sure everything cool?
Shit, I don't know. Clayco get called over there.
But the alarm company gonna call you in a little bit. Just be ready.
Yeah, she know that. But what I was about to say, a lot of times, you know how you are. So depending on how your wheelhouse is in regards to that, just being realistic about that. You know what I'm saying, Leo? And so to say like you should have different things set up, I don't think that's a bad idea. I think it's a good idea to do. But I will say, find out as much information you can about different products and stuff first. Before you do that. Because far too often people I want to invest in this. And I hear people say the word invest, and I know they don't know shit about investing. I'm like, look, man, look. Yeah. What you doing? What you trying to do? Well, I want to put some money in this. I want to put money in this. Right. It's once you find out exactly what these things are, and date yourself and find out these things are, and then we can have a conversation about what you probably should do.
I try to buy 1,000 shares of Google for 99 cents.
Yeah. But you know, look how many people get into what's the easiest thing people look at? They look at shows like Fix or Flip. They go in here and try to buy want to be investing and buy a damn house. They barely pay their own damn mortgage. But now you want to sit here and get invested in buying these damn properties to fix and flip. And then you get all these costs you never even occurred with. You know, didn't know none of this stuff went on and everything. And now you in a deeper hole than you were before you trying to be an investor. Yeah. And so that's why I say take time with doing it.
A lot of times people see that fix a flip. And you know, it's the fast money part. You know, they don't ever tell you about the things that happen behind the scenes. You know, all they do is they tell you they bought it for $5. They put a $10,000 in it, and they sold it for $662,000. You get what I'm saying? So, but they'll tell you that they spent $500,000 because the water pipes on the bottom was busted, and they had to dig all that up. They had to connect it to the county sewer that cost them $50,000. You know, they don't tell you all those things. You get what I'm saying? So, it looks good, and I've done those things. I was in the fix or flip for a while at the beginning before it was even popular on TV, and some of the stuff that I seen, like, it was like, wow, like, it's very expensive. It's just not buy it for $5 and sell it for $600,000. It don't work that way. There's always contingencies in the middle.
And lad, man, y'all heard me talk all the damn time. If you can turn around and, you know, you want to make a $10,000 profit, and, you know, but it take you, you know, $100,000 to make it, man, just get you $500-$600 and get some raffle tickets, raffle some TVs. Right. You know what I'm saying? You have a better chance to be a whole lot easier than doing that. But that's the kind of thing I'm talking about in regards to why acquire that kind of risk, just make that kind of profit. You can do the same thing with less risk associated to it. You know, just like I said, that raffle, that was I've been in boards where, like, hey, we want to have these galas, at these events. Like, look, man, for the amount of risk that we're gonna take, we can do something a whole lot cheaper,
and still make
the same amount of money. You know what I'm saying? And but depending on people's outlook or whatever, you know, because they see things and they're not really what I was talking about. Educated, exposed to, man, you ain't got to do all that, whatever. But we live in a world of seeing. It look cool, especially down here in Atlanta. Everybody got a business. Everybody got this, that, and that. Did my mama say something?
Nope. Dama Parks said, hey, cuz.
Who's that?
Dama Parks.
What's up, cuz? What's up, T? How you doing? Appreciate you tuning in. I think, but I think that's the toughest part. Cause everybody, and I see, and it's cool. I see everybody put on there when they get an LLC, get a business with business and all that kind of stuff like that.
It's official.
Yeah, and it's cool and it's great. And I don't want to downplay anything like that. But like when you realize out here doing this shit brutal. You know what I'm saying?
Hard.
Real talk. So and I've seen many a times people have gotten to situations with their business and they run into circumstances that are rough, and now they pulling shit from their personal side. Now they losing their car. Now they losing their house. Now they losing their family because they're trying to keep something that they probably shouldn't have did from the get go. Or they probably should have took some time to figure it out. I mean, that real talk. What I was saying, like everybody done blew. Man, you know how many folks done blew through them EIDL loans, and now they sitting there. Now what's happening now? The government come back with a vengeance. Shit, you don't want to pay this money? Oh no, oh yes you are.
Yeah.
They locking everything down.
Yeah.
And that was the thing about it because of the accessibility. And I think that's one of the biggest, not to get off subject, that's why I think one of the biggest things, reason I think people are in love with Trump, because during that time they was actually able to get access to all this kind of money and stuff like that, which we know like that really, you damn, do we want another damn pandemic to cause that? But I do think that's one of the things I think people need to just take time to find out.
Your mom said it was the front door.
The front door? Open?
She said it was going off. The alarm for the front door.
Somebody just came my front door. I've been wanting to think. There ain't anybody coming front door. Just tell them wave it off.
Okay.
Anyway,
He said just wave it off, mama.
just wave it off. Ain't nobody at the front door. I think William hit a sensor earlier today, and it kind of was bugging. I probably got to get
A new
it
sensor.
fixed. Yeah, new sensor because when he came earlier,
Okay.
did that. Appreciate that, mom. Yeah, ain't no bowl. Nobody that bowl.
Front door.
Just front door, yeah. But I remember it was kind of.
A little bent up.
Yeah, no. Earlier it was kind of like going off earlier when I think William hit it.
Okay.
Earlier today when he was leaving out, so probably that. But yeah, man, I think people just really need to make sure that they can put themselves in the right position with that. So what I want to say is, here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal, and this is where I'm gonna start it because what's happening is when you look at it, say you're 40. 40 years old, 50 years old, we talking about retirement, right? Mom said,
She said, okay, she got you.
okay, cool, appreciate it, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
You 40, 50 years old, and you start looking at, retirement, right? Like, okay, cool, where I'm at and everything. We being real now. And we might did the video before on how much money you need in retirement.
Right.
Now, make sure y'all go check these videos out on Mr. Short Dollar. 2 videos I think that help anybody out in retirement. The first one is how much money do I need in retirement? And the second one was how to calculate how much money you need in retirement. How to calculate 2 different videos, kind of like on the same subject. But in the first one was more so just kind of looking at how do you come to that ballpark number. And what I always say to people is be realistic about what you need. And I kind of gave that little number like 30 grand. 30 grand that you probably need, in retirement to live off of a year. And I based that off of you 65, 60 years old. You might just got a house note if you got that. Kids grown, just a little, play money. That's $2,500 a month. You really don't have that much because you ain't feeding nobody.
Right.
Supposedly. And again, that number can adjust. And I say, with modern medicine, we at 75 now. Might go to 80 by that time.
Yeah, it's 77.
Yeah, okay. So let's say 80 years old. So you say from 60 to 80, 20 years, 30 grand a year for 20 years, $600,000. Do you have things in place to give you $600,000? So that ain't the time to panic.
No.
That ain't the time to worry. Right? So I'm just saying. So we having a conversation, right? We're trying to figure it out. We're like, look, I'm 60. I'm looking to live to 80. I need at least 30 grand. What do I need? Because here's the deal, guys. I don't know if you think about it or not. Don't look at it and say, I got $100,000 in my 401k. That shit ain't gonna last you about 3 years in retirement. Real talk, right?
Then they ain't gonna tax it.
Huh?
They ain't gonna tax it when you take it out.
Well, yeah, exactly. They're gonna tax it, but realistic. Just say if you had 170, and then it's still. I'm just saying, that shit ain't gonna last no time.
Right.
Right.
3 years.
Yeah. So you still taking them distributions and all that kind of stuff will coming in there. You got to be realistic what you need.
But that's 3 years based off a $30,000 salary. If you've been living $50,000 or $60,000 salary, we just talked about how people with $200,000 got $200,000 expenses. So if you've been living all your life on $60,000, $70,000 expenses, you still gonna have those big expenses when you retire.
Yeah, but that's what I'm getting at. You got to be realistic about how you live and just making that assessment. And the sooner you can do it, the better. The sooner you can do it, the better. But I don't want folk to panic about certain things. Well, how I'm gonna do this, how I'm gonna do that, because I was raised with my grandparents. I think majority of them they didn't have pensions, so they pretty much just worked till they couldn't work no damn more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we really don't have to be like
They
that.
weren't even giving pictures a lot of times
No,
in those
no,
companies.
no,
They,
no.
you know what I'm saying?
Unless you work for, like I said, some kind of public service, like the post office. I mean, like they had places that actually did. Yeah, some the meals and all that kind of stuff they gave it, but it wasn't nothing in comparison to what you have. You know what I mean? But that's the kind of thing I think people need to kind of start thinking about, just kind of assessing them numbers. Remember, guys, when we start doing planning, we playing with numbers. We don't playing with words. We don't playing with feelings, because numbers are true, right?
Right.
You know, that's the thing about it. You know how much money how much money you need to live off of, and instead of just kind of looking at like this, that, and that. Trust me, guys. If you want to start looking at this stuff when you're north of 40, or definitely north of 50, very, very tough north of 55. One of the key things about investing is rate and time. It doesn't matter what you putting in, whatever. You know, you can have, S&P,
NASDAQ.
NASDAQ. What's the other one? S&P, whatever. With 10% annually, right? You know, historically, like so you
Dow Jones.
the Dow
NASDAQ.
Jones, yeah. So at the end of the day, the market really, on a good day, 10%. You might mess around do that, but at the end of the day, like there's nothing in the damn. You're not really probably gonna be able to get anything better than that. I say all that to say the key component with time, you don't necessarily have enough time for the compound interest to work in your favor, right?
And what I've seen people when they do that investing, I've watched a documentary on these people how they invest, and you don't just put the money in and walk away. Like you gotta watch this stuff. Like you really have to watch those markets when you invest when you invest money. Your goal is to make more money. But if you're not watching it and doing it, you could lose all of it within 2 minutes.
Well, it happens all the time. But we just say you doing stable index fund.
Okay.
This going. We ain't trying to
Got a raw
day
fire.
trade.
Right.
Yeah, we ain't doing no day trading or whatever.
Right.
And we just going with putting the money in. I'm still going back to you got to be realistic in regards to number one, finding that number. What you're gonna need to live off of retirement. And be able to forecast from a totality standpoint how much money you're gonna need. And I think that's where a lot of people push it off, and then now they done hit 60, and they're like, oh shit, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And that's why a lot of time people working past that. You know what I'm saying? Or they just kind of settle with certain things. The danger zone is going to what you just said. If you're making a substantial amount of money, you living off that kind of stuff, being able to transition that, you hope. Because most of the time, even you get to that certain point though, it happens. But most of the time, just out of research, people because the kids are gone, you might have been in the house. Now if you 65, 70 years old, you want to go buy your dream house, that's now if you ever, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's another conversation. But typically, most of your hard expenses are gone. That being the kids, the house, things like that. You know what I'm saying?
You get more wants than needs.
Exactly.
Right.
There you go. So mathematically, you kind of have an idea there. But what I try to get people to look at, if you know you can't sit here and invest and acquire that amount of money in a certain amount of time, what I advise people to do is put yourself in a position to get revenue coming in that can equal that number. So what you mean by that, Pooch? What I mean by that is, if you say that $30,000 a year is probably what you need to live off of, you need to put stuff in place to get you that $2,500 a month, 2,500 times 12 or 30. So how we gonna do that? Now listen, I think at that point you got to start figuring out if I got to get me some rental properties, I got to get some vending routes. You got to be realistic, because at the end of the day, it's coming.
Right.
It's coming, and you can look each year to see how much money you got to be allocated, for Social Security.
Right.
Like that's you. At any point in time, any person can go and the Social Security website, and they'll let you know, hey, if you at this point in time, this is what you'll get. if you retired at this age, that age, from the amount of money you've contributed,
Right.
this is pretty much what you'll get. Like,
And
that's
that-
public information.
And that's something I want you to repeat. A lot of people don't realize that you have to contribute to Social Security in order to get
Absolutely.
money out of it.
Absolutely.
They don't just say, "Oh, you 65, here's
get Social
$1,000 a
Security.
month."
Exactly.
It doesn't work that way.
Exactly.
You got to have a job.
Yeah. Yeah, a person that has a 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 year work history, that's actually been contributing a certain amount of money, of course it's going to look different.
Right.
Of course it's going to look different. Like, you know what I mean? That's a good point. Like, I wouldn't even damn think about
Right.
it. You don't just assume because you get old,
Right.
you're going to get
And
Social
you ain't
Security.
never worked a job longer than a year in your life.
I wouldn't even think about that. Like,
I'm serious. Like, you
mentioned
never
it.
worked a job longer than a year in your life. You've been from job to job. You've never been in a stable job. And then here you are, 65, 70 years old. You retired. At old age, you applying for Social Security, and you're not getting what you think you're supposed to get because you haven't contributed that amount. You know what I'm saying? You can't go by what someone else is getting and think that's what you're going to get because that person has worked all their life. And they've had good jobs. You get what I'm saying? Well, they've had jobs where they made $60, $70, $80, $90,000 a year, and they contribute to it.
Yeah, and the contribution based off of percentage. too.
Right.
Mark Walter said, "I really like what you're doing, my brother, and your homeboy talking real too. I'm glad you tuning in, mister. Hey, man, I appreciate you tuning in."
Thank you.
I said, "Mark, grow part player, man. You ain't too many of the West Side Soldiers left."
Right.
But now, lab, that's a great point because again, but you have to put something into the pot. I wouldn't even think about that, lab. I wouldn't even damn thinking about that. As far as that, because it is based off again that percentage of in the totality of what you have contributed. But with that said, still going back, guys, if you ever want to know, you can always go to what's it, SSA.gov. That's Social Security SSA.gov.
Social Security Administration.gov.
And you can go there and find
They
out.
have a
exactly.
calculator on there.
Yeah, and they'll let you know once you sign up for your account. They will let you know right then and there. This is how much money you're eligible for. Now, if you go to 60, 65, and I think maybe 72. This, if you work, if you wait to then, this is how much money you be getting. Now, again, if you keep working, that number's going to increase. But that's public information.
Right.
And that can't be what you're planning. Like, okay, if I know if I can get this and I know I can get that. And I think people need to kind of start looking at that kind of stuff. Especially you got north of 40. If you have kids or anybody that's tuning in that's in their 20s and 30s, be active as you can as far as allocate money, doing certain things. If it's in your 401k, if you got, especially they got employee match program, things like that. Please take full advantage of that. Now, I understand everybody got to live and all that, so I get it. But at the end of the day, you're not going to be in a position that you might not be in now to go and work. So you got to figure something out.
Right.
But again, I go back to that whole prospect of you need to kind of figure out a game plan.
Right.
Of doing it.
And I'm guilty of. I had these game plans in place, and I was working towards that game plan. I'm not even talking about. I'm talking about after my ex-wife. I was contributing to these 401ks and doing what I thought I was necessary to do to retire. It's just that it's just not enough, quick enough for me. You get what I'm saying? So at some point, I'm going to have to increase that, and I'm thinking about increasing that amount at 55 to more than what I'm doing now. Because right now, I think I do 10%. I think I'm going to have to increase that probably to 25, 30% when I get 55. Because to be honest with you, if the rate I'm going, it's not going to be enough to sustain me for more than 2 years.
So what do you think about what I was mentioning? Like, okay, because now you got to shift. You say, okay, so you're saying I might got to allocate more to do that. Do you think you can do that from a comfortable standpoint?
No. I don't think it's gonna be comfortable. It's gonna be a major adjustment. But at the same time, I don't want to be 72, 73 years old still working, man. I just don't want to be doing that because it's not that I have anything against it. I may do it. Who knows? I might get bored, but I want to have the option to or not to.
Well, I will say this to you, Lamb, but I also kind of look at vehicles you can put in place to kind of generate, like, you might can get you start paying now on a $20,000, $30,000 annuity that's not going to kick in till 65.
Right. I looked at Roth IRAs and stuff like that.
Well, you know, the annuity, you purchase it.
Right.
And then once it's purchased, it just pay you amount in perpetuity.
Mm.
So at the end of the day, I'm just saying that there are vehicles in place.
Right.
That you know what I'm saying. You can
but I'm going to have to put an astronomical amount in that annuity.
Well, I'm just saying, like 300 here, 200 there, this, that. You know what I'm saying? Wrong one built it one day now, you know.
Well, I'm 53, so I'm my streets fade to gold is shorter than yours.
No. But what I'm saying though, Lab, is, you know, this just with anybody, we looking at our ages. If you have money coming from here, you know, it might be 300. That might be 700. That might be 1,000. You know what I'm saying? It ain't all got to come to what you're pointing by having other things that, you know, more than one thing. But it's just knowing, like, okay, how can I piece this thing together to get the number that I need to live off of?
Okay.
Because it's still, it's just a matter of what we're talking about, just having that plan. And what's the number? Because at the end of the day, we'd be all over the place trying to figure out, hey, like you said, I want to allocate more, but then be realistic. Can I live off, you know, if I'm putting in 40% of my check for something I ain't gonna be able to take advantage of. Right. You know, 10, 15 years from now, shit, we don't even know we're going to be around. So
That's true.
But if I can allocate this, to that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just different things you can do with doing so that, and that's why I want to have the whole point of this show is to get people to thinking, like, okay, look, we asking that question, do I have to work forever? Okay, I don't want to do that, like you said, you know, and I'm the same way. What can I be doing now to actually, to prevent that? Yeah. And a lot of it, what keep our vision narrow is our knowledge about the subject. Okay. Once we know more and more things, like we just mentioned about investing, when we know more and more things out there, like, shit ain't really tripping. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like when you go into your job and you know only one way. Like, I gotta go, you know, straight 75. But once you've been told about 2 or 3 shortcuts, you ain't tripping. Right. Because they're gonna cut in the close. I mean, I can cut through here, I can cut through there. Now it's not that kind of pressure on you because it's not just one way, right?
You got other avenues.
Exactly. So you just take the pressure off, and we don't get a chance to take the. What's up, Chris? My son, Chris, done tuned in.
What's going on, Chris?
Chris, you're late, son. You're late, son. You're late. And my third boy. Appreciate you tuning in, Chris B. I think a lot of times once we get educated, we do certain things. You know, they come with education, they come with experience, and things like that. But once you know. Now I can sit here and plan a little differently. Right. But if we just know that, hey, I got to put in my 401k, I got to say, that's how your thought process is going to be. Because, again, it's nervous, it's frightening, and everything like that. But you got to be, you got to do it.
Got to.
You got to do it.
You got to. What I'm saying? Especially if you don't have nobody that you can count on to take, that's going to supplement your income. Like, you know, some people have children that can supplement their income. Some people don't.
Well, they can have children, but they also can get tired of taking care of your ass.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, real shit happens. Right. You know, you go change granddaddy. You go change. Right. Granddaddy been in that pimp all day. Oh, God. I'm over there sitting. I hope granddaddy. I'm over there sitting and pissing. I hope shit all day. You know what I'm saying?
I hope I got all my faculties.
Oh, Lord. Man, you know, I'm sitting out there on the damn porch all damn day.
Right, in the sun.
Yeah.
No.
But you don't know.
I don't know.
You know?
I pray I'm not.
And you be done sat there and did everything for your family.
Right.
Everything. You know what I'm saying?
Noble.
Man, I already put it in, man. VA, man, I want me a damn... I'll make sure you give me like one of the little nurses and everything. And I probably give them hell till I get like, you know, a fine one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Right. Know what my look is and tell them what the hell I get.
Right.
Give me a little fine
Cruella DeVille.
Yeah, give me Groom elder. But I'll give me a little fine CNA and try to just, you know what I'm saying?
Right check to herself.
Yeah, there you go. Here's my debit card, baby. Just have fun. Enjoy, baby. Yeah. You know, that thing will be working, you know, just smushy, just smile.
All your retirement fund be gone.
Take it.
All your retirement fund be gone. Your sons be like, I don't know, he has several $100,000.
My girl just sent me a thing today about Rupert Murdoch just getting married.
Yeah.
What the heck? 92. He ain't, you know, hey, Blue Pill ain't even doing that over there.
Hey, you don't have to have a blue pill when you have $40 billion.
Yeah, I'm talking about like, what the heck? Is he married a young girl?
Yeah.
I bet his kids are going crazy.
Oh yeah. He got 3 of them that don't play no games.
Crazy. Who was that? What was the girl that married that guy? Beautiful chick that time. What was her name?
Anna Nicole.
Yeah, Anna Nicole. You know, that dude kids went bananas.
He had a couple of billion.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, age ain't nothing but a number when them B's is behind your name. And when them zeros.
Well, you know, you get older, man. Shit, you know, man, I just trying to have me some fun.
Right.
Y'all seen Baps. You know what I'm saying? Shit. You know, and that's just how that is, man. You know, while wills are important.
Right.
You know, we're doing that. But I really, really want people to give a conscious effort in really thinking about the subject matter what we talked about. Because, again, being uncomfortable, being scared, you know what restrictions you got in regards to just getting everything set up. Do not avoid this whole process, guys. Especially you don't got no for 40.
Mm-hmm.
You got up to 20, 25 years. And do not look at 20, 25 years as a lot of time.
It's not.
You got all the shit in there. Especially looking at the amount of money you got to amass to do that. What you about to say,
20 years goes by quick. I was just looking at some pictures of myself that I had posted, you know, a while back on Instagram, and like
5, 6, 7 years ago.
Right, like that long ago.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, man, where did the time go? But that's how it goes. Like I look at my children, 30, 36, 35 years old. Like 20 years is not really that long of time when you're talking about age and numbers. It's not that long of time.
No, you're right. You're right. And a lot of times, man, we really don't procrastinate, push it off, this, that, and that.
We don't want to talk about getting old, and we don't talk about death. We definitely don't want to talk about that, but we definitely don't want to talk about getting old, because if we start talking about getting old, we realize time is ticking.
Typically, it really don't hit you, to be honest with you, Lab, until you kind of forced to maybe help somebody or take care of somebody. You know, when your patriarch, your matriarch, you know, with doing it. So it don't hit you, or you see somebody close to you dealing with, may direct affect you some kind of way, directly or indirectly. That's when you start making like a conscious effort to even look at it.
Right? But it depends on the age that you're helping the. Because I helped my great grandmother when I was younger. She was blind. I had to help her back and forth, help her with stuff as a teenager. But I was a teenager.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
good point. Because it was less impactful.
It was less impactful to me.
Like, yeah, good point. I'm glad you said it.
It wasn't a thinking moment and to be like, I might be like this when I get older. It was more like a burden moment. You know, like, I don't feel like coming to the house and helping grandma with this, but you know what I'm saying? Just
what stuck with me, man, when my grandmother got sick and my grandmother raised me, and what stuck with me was my grandma was a very independent woman, and when she needed everybody to take her somewhere, I think that bothered her more than her sickness,
right?
Because she would always
she wouldn't have
go
to wait
to the stove, go to Kmart across the street, and she always could move how she wanted to move. And then everything changed to her dependence, somebody taking her. I think that affected my grandmama more than anything. And I was very conscious of that. You know what I'm saying? Got real close to my grandmama. And I think that has always stuck with me, like losing that. Because, you know, like now we move how we want to move. Yeah. You know, Lab be always quick, man. If I'm just do what I want. Now what if that's gone?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now we really we can do it. Now we're like, I gotta wait till my daughter come, my son come, my brother, my wife got to do it, and you just stuck. And that's tough. Cause like I said, I just that's what always stuck with me with my grandmother. And again, we start talking about just retirement. Will I have to work forever? Like really, are we putting stuff in place where we gotta?
Because what if you can't work? I mean, we talking about retirement when I have to work forever. What if we talk about retirement because you can't work? You know what I'm saying? You can't work forever. You can't work. There's just no way you can work.
And depending on your skill level, right? To that point, you may be only narrow the extra damn kind of work you can do.
Right.
I got a family member close to me now. They getting up there, and they can only do certain jobs.
Right.
And those certain jobs are really too physical for their age.
Right.
But it's like they limited with the actual options they got.
Right.
There's probably some other stuff they could do. They just don't want to do it. That's a whole nother show.
Right.
But for the stuff they doing, it's taxing more. at their age and stuff. And that's why I said, like, right now we having these kind of discussions like that. Guys, really get on top of it. But remember, I said you got to check out them 2 videos. How much money do you need in retirement, and also how to calculate how much money you need in retirement. Those are 2 videos on Mr. Short Dollar. I think if you look at it, I did a whole breakdown with numbers. I don't know if I think that was PowerPoint or Excel, but the numbers are there. We did math to show, hey, listen, so you can plug and play with that in regards to knowing how to do that, guys.
I want to say that, I'm sorry, I mean to cut you off.
You good?
I want to say that I want people to want to realize that it's going to be difficult, man. It's not hard. It's always going to be obstacles to pull you away from that retirement, man. I'm telling you, I've done it several times in several different corporate jobs and several different corporate positions, trying to save for retirement, and always something happens to where it just don't work out the way I planned. You know, you be at the job 10 years, you looking at your retirement, you're like, okay, cool, and then they're like, guess what? We bankrupt. Gotta let everybody go. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be difficult, and it's something that cause I'm at 53. I don't want to think about me being 55. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I just want to be able to still do what I like to do, but you don't know. You don't know. Tomorrow, I could wake up some type of way tomorrow. I pray that I don't, but at the same time, I'm north of 50. I got to realize that I'm in the 50s. I'm 2 years away from 55. You get what I'm saying? I want to be able to still be the same person I am and do what I like to do, but shit, we don't know. Tomorrow's not promised. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. But the good part about it, we got like a show like we got tonight. We had them conversation to actually be able to spread information, kick knowledge and stuff like that, and be able to help each other in the future. Now we'll say this, guys. You know, if you need further information, you can always, as always, the contact information is in the description section of all the videos. Y'all can reach out to us, book an appointment. But definitely, man, you go to the YouTube channel, Mr. Short Dollar. There are over 900 videos on the YouTube channel covering information just like what we just talked about tonight to be able to help you, for free. Just the only thing you spend is a little of your time to look at the videos. So definitely go check those out. So again, I want to tell everybody I appreciate you all tuning in with everything and stuff like that. Let's let them run across your mind later on. Go to the YouTube channel, Mr. Short Dollar. Put your question in the comment. I promise you I'll get back with you. You take about at most 24 hours, but go back and respond to all the comments and stuff like that.
Slick say keep their life insurance, people.
Yeah. Real talk. We're doing that and everything. And also, I got videos covering how much money to have in life insurance. I got all that stuff on the YouTube channel. Just how to calculate that kind of stuff or having it and everything. I'm doing it, man. I just seen something with one of my close friends. Shit, ain't having roasted toasted. Right. Roasted toasted. Right. I ain't know where his ashes at. It might be blowing down Bankhead right now.
Oh, wow.
So I'm just saying, like, shit. Right. That was just a real unfortunate. Like, what the hell going on? Right. Because again, you hear people say them whole things like that about, proper burial and all that kind of shit. When who gonna pay for it? Right. You know what I'm saying?
Who gonna pay for that $5,000 casket?
Yeah. It's cool on social media to see the horse and carriage.
And when I went to see Slick, when she buried her dad, luckily she had insurance and stuff. Who gonna pay that $800 opening, $800 close? You know what I'm saying? $1,700 just to put the casket in the ground.
I done cut checks by that kind of stuff.
Right.
I done paid for that kind of stuff. That's why I'm sitting here telling you, man. But that's why I say, like, just spend a little time. And I understand it's scary, it's frightening, and I understand we have something called now going on. But tomorrow's still gonna come, and it's frightening and scary. Tomorrow is. We at some point just gotta take it on, right? I'm nervous when I gotta go take my physicals. I ain't gonna lie.
Me too.
And I work out, you know what I'm saying? But I be nervous. I be nervous when I gotta sit here and know I gotta speak or I gotta do this, that, and that different thing because the fear of the unknown is the greatest fear of all. But at the end of the day, you still know it's coming. So you can't do them one thing like I tell my kids all the time. Address it. Just address it, okay? But listen, man, I want to tell everybody from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate all the love and support. With everything. Again, if you haven't already, go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Spread the word about it. Make sure you hit that dollar. You're looking at the videos. Hit that dollar sign in the bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Also hit the bell to get a notification each time we upload a new video. So regardless of what platform you are watching us on now, still go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. take advantage of all the great information there. Y'all take care of yourself. Love y'all. Be safe, and I'll talk with you soon.